Hello and welcome to episode 21 of Bronx Banter. In today's episode, we discuss the Yankees' recent hot hitting as well as their series against the Padres and Athletics. We hope you enjoy the video and make sure to like and subscribe. Hello and welcome to episode 21 of Bronx Banter. The Yankees have had a great week. They've hit 3 grand slams as a team. We've had some performances from guys you wouldn't necessarily expect it from, and it has just been a much better week vibes-wise compared to last week. Me and Robert are very excited to talk about this week and how the games have gone. But Robert, how you been doing?
Chris, we still got a lead in the AL East right now above the Red Sox, so first place, we're looking good. They went out west, they stole that series from the A's. And yeah, good times are rolling along.
Yeah. I mean, Yankees are playing great right now. Everything's kind of clicking, and this is when they need it to because they have a very tough schedule coming up for the rest of the month of May. So we're gonna get started today with Hot in the Bronx, which is our new segment that we're
Segment.
doing. We forgot it last week because we're not that smart, but it's okay. We did it the week before, but now we're not gonna forget again. I promise you guys that. So, Robert, who is your Hot in the Bronx player this week? And for those of you guys that did not watch the first video, Hot in the Bronx is basically a guy who's been playing very good this week, had a good performance, something like that. But we're not gonna do Aaron Judge every week. We honestly probably will never do Aaron Judge unless he like really has an incredible week because that would just get boring. So we're gonna try to do guys that maybe not everyone's talking about. So Robert, who's your guy?
My hot in the Bronx is Ben Rice, who's been very hot recently. In his last 10 games, he has a 257 batting average. He has 9 hits along with 2 home runs, 5 RBIs, and 5 runs scored. And overall, he's just looked like the player that we saw in spring training. And it's just another player that the Yankees have developed and kind of grown into pretty much an all-star player at this point. And he's been a vital piece to our offense up to this far of the season, and he's going to continue to be. And he's making the case to remain in the lineup even when Stanton comes back.
Yeah, you just alluded to it a little bit. The Yankees are going to have a problem once. It's a very good problem to have. They're going to have a problem once Stanton comes back. Being able to get Ben Rice at bats, get Trent Grisham at bats if he stays hitting how he is. There's going to be a lot of guys. We're never going to see the same lineup with the Yankees. It's always going to be a different lineup because you have to find a way to get these guys at bats, especially Stanton when he gets back. You got to find a way to get him at least 100, 150 at bats because he is. We know how he is in October. You can't forget about that. I don't care how healthy he is the rest of the season. October is when he shows up. Also, quick little fun fact on Ben Rice. He's tied for the league lead in hit by pitches with 6.
Hmm.
Luckily, none of them have been like injuries yet. Like they haven't been too well. Besides the one, I forget who it was against, but he got hit like on the inside of the elbow. I think it was Tampa. He was out for a couple days, but other than that, he's been fine for the most part. So yeah, shout out Ben Rice taking his hit by pitches, wearing it and getting on base for the team. Um, but heading on to my Hot in the Bronx player, my guy is Jason Dominguez. Man, it really feels like the Martian has finally arrived for the Yankees. He's had flashes where you've been like, yeah, this guy's gonna be good. And I feel like we finally are there, Yankee fans. Over this past week, he has been hitting 368 with 3 home runs and 7 RBIs. And since the start of the month of May, he has a 1.183 OPS and a 750 slug. Incredible numbers from the Martian. And the thing that does it for me, he's not just doing it against righty pitching, he's also hitting lefty pitching. In his 3 home run game the other night, he hit a home run against a lefty pitcher. When he started the rally in the big game against the Padres, that double was off a lefty. He's hitting lefties. This just proves to everybody he needed the at bats against the lefties to get more reps in. Boone wasn't allowing him to get the reps because he had so many guys that are hot that when Dominguez is struggling so much against the lefty, you can't put him in there. But now his numbers are starting to even out a little bit. And I'm not saying Dominguez is going to be an all-star or anything. He's probably not. Maybe next year. But he is going to be a vital piece to the Yankees playoff run this year.
Yeah, that's well said. I mean, it's just impressive in that one game he went left side home run, right side home run, etc. Hitting one more to have 3 home runs that one game against the A's. And it's just proved once again the Yankees are maturing this player. And he's now getting the at bats that he needs, and eventually, over time, the right side is just going to get even stronger to what it is right now, and he'll eventually be an all-star MVP type player. And it's just one thing that's kind of undervalued with Jason is his speed and athleticism.
Hmm.
We saw the other day there's Cabrera hit, just like a line drive single, didn't go to the gap in left field, and he scored all the way from first to home. So it's
Hmm.
just another part of his game, and he's going to be a big role for the rest of this year.
I feel like people don't talk about his speed enough. Like looking at him, you would not think he's as fast as he is. But I think
Hmm.
I saw something on Twitter today. I'm not sure where. He has the fastest sprint speed, like feet per second on the Yankees. Faster
Hmm.
than Volpe, faster than Jazz, faster than those guys. Jason can fly. And that's only going to help with his defense, which we know is the weakest part of his game. But I will always have faith. He can catch a ball in left field. I'm not worried
Hmm.
about that. It hasn't really cost us anything yet this season, and I think he's going to be okay. But heading into the first game of the series recaps, we are going to highlight the Padres series and the Athletic series in this video. So starting off with game one against the Padres, this game felt like the Yankees were already on they were at rock bottom, and then whatever's below rock bottom was this game. The Yankees were coming off two straight losses to the Tampa Bay Rays, 3-2 and 7-5. Then they lost this one against the Padres 4-3. And yeah, you think, okay, 4-3, it's a good game. They were in it. But the way that they lost the game is what killed Yankee fans. On the mound for the Yankees was Carlos Rodon, and man, was he dominant yet again. 6 2/3 innings pitched for Rodon, 3 hits, 0 runs, a walk, and 5 strikeouts against a very good Padres lineup, one of the best in the MLB so far to start the season, if not the best. Whereas Nick Pivetta took the mound for the Padres. He lasted 5 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, 4 walks, and 5 strikeouts. But Robert, why don't you tell us what happened after Carlos Rodon came out of the game?
Yeah, I mean, they went right to Fernando Cruz, and that did. I mean, he pitched well. He went one out, zero hits. But going into Devin Williams, that's where everything turned for the worse. And he just could not get that third out. And he just didn't. I mean, he was walking guys. He just couldn't finish the inning, and it just led the Padres to kind of get a rally going. And then Weaver came in, couldn't finish it off, and it was just one of those games where our bullpen didn't have it, our top guys didn't have it. Their manager got thrown out eventually, which kind of fueled them even more, and it kind of led to all this two-out rally going. And it we were up 3-0 up until the top of the eighth inning, and our guys just couldn't get it
Yeah.
done.
When you're Devin Williams in that scenario, you cannot walk Tyler Wade. I love Tyler Wade, former Yankee. Guy's hitting like, if I had to guess, I'm not sure. He's hitting below 200 definitely. You cannot walk him in that situation with with 1 out, top of the eighth inning. Like he's not. If he hits a solo home run, he hits a solo home run. He's not going to. That was the least of my concerns. And then he also went on to walk Luis Arias, another guy who's not going to hit a home run. You need to pitch to these guys and not just give them free passes. And then Brendan Lockridge, another former Yankee, got a dumb single up the middle. But yeah, Weaver also did not look sharp. I mean, I know Weaver got brought in bases loaded with 2 outs. Honestly, we kind of expect Weaver to get out of that. I know it's a big ask because that's much easier said than done. Bases loaded, no outs. But we see Luke Weaver do that a lot last season, the postseason. Machado got to him though. Manny Machado right after Weaver got in, took a four seam fastball in the inner half of the plate, doubled it to left field, scored two. Xander Bogaerts then with another single that scored two, and just like that, the Yankees were down 4-3. And once you're down in the eighth inning against the Padres, your odds are not looking great. They got Jeremiah Estrada, who's nasty, and their closer Robert Suarez. That guy throws. I think he was hitting 101 along with a nasty slider and changeup, and it was rain.
Yeah,
This was the weird
it's
rain
yeah.
game. So, long story short, this game was not fun at all. We did not enjoy this. The Padres showed why they have the best bullpen in baseball, lowest ERA up to that point. Their bullpen was pure. It was pure dominance, honestly, and the Yankees bullpen was not. It sucks that we wasted another really good outing from Carlos Rodon, but that's the one good thing with baseball is you get to go at it the next day. But this really felt like it was like rock bottom. It was like Devin Williams cannot do this. Like it just felt like all hope was lost at this point. A couple notable hitters from this game. Trent Grisham went 1 for 3 with a 2-run home run. He continues to hit. Don't know how he's doing it, but he is doing it. He continues to hit every day, forcing Boone to make very tough decisions every single day. And also, oh, hold on. And also, Paul Goldschmidt went 2 for 4 with a couple of singles as well. So, heading on to game two. Oh, Robert, any more thoughts on game one before we head on to game two?
Just a game we should have won, and um, I mean, those type of games come down to bite you when you only have a 1, 2 game division lead. So those
Exactly.
are the games we got to shut down, and hopefully Weaver and the guys can learn from that.
Exactly. So heading on to game two. Game two. This was a fun one. It feels like the Yankees either lose a heartbreaker or they win by 15 runs. This was one of the games where they win by 15 runs. I'm exaggerating a little bit. It was 9 runs. They won 12-3. But what a game from the team. Clark Schmidt, definitely his best outing of the season, in my opinion. 6 innings pitched, 7 hits, 2 runs, a walk, and 4 strikeouts on 85 pitches against a very good Padres lineup once again. He went off against former Yankee Michael King, who has looked great to start the season. Yankees actually did pretty good against him. King went 6 innings, 3 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts. So not great for Michael King, but good enough to where you think he'd be in line for a win. But man, the Padres bullpen just imploded. And Padres fans probably were excited because they're like, "Oh, our bullpen's great. We're gonna win this game." But Yankees have had their fair share of bullpen implosions, and the Padres had what I believe is their first one of the season. I don't know how to say this guy's name, but Robert, you know how to say his name? That Morajon, Adrian Morajon, Adrian.
Morahan.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know how to say his name, but he came in the game and he did not do good. Gave up 4 runs on 3 hits and a walk. And then former Yankee Wandy Peralta. I do not remember Wandy being that bad. I remember him being a lockdown lefty for us, but he did not look like that. Um, yeah, Robert, what are your thoughts on the game?
Clark did exactly what he needed to do. Gave us 6 innings. And the bullpen came in. They did all their job. It was obviously helpful that we had such a big lead. Going into the later innings. Um, And yeah, everybody seemed to be on during this game. Ben Rice, 2 for 4, 2 doubles, 2 RBIs. Judge had a home run. Dominguez went 2 for 3. And his at bat started the seventh inning rally. Volpe had a good day, 2 for 4. And Austin Wells had that big grand slam to cap off the 10-run seventh inning. One of their better innings in recent years, and it was just an overall comeback game from the game before.
I agree. Before we head on to the third game, I wrote out everything that happened in that seventh inning just so we can really get an idea of how dominant that inning was. So the Yankees went into this inning down 3-2. We were like, dang, down 3-2, seventh inning against the Padres bullpen, which we know is incredible. We're in for another heartbreaker, aren't we? But the Yankees decided to show up. Dominguez led it off with a double, and might I add, he was hitting righty for this double. It was a I forget. It was a fastball or a slider or something on the inside corner. He hit it. It wasn't a normal double. He made it a double because he is so fast. It was probably a single for most guys besides maybe him and Volpe, but he made that a double. So a nice hustle double to start the inning, and then Volpe hits a single. So we have first and third, no outs. Austin Wells RBI single ties it up at 3. Oswaldo Cabrera popped out to third base, so that's 1 out. Paul Goldschmidt pinch hit for Horbit Bibas. So now bases are loaded with 1 out. They bring Wandy Peralta in to face Trent Grisham. He walks Grisham on, I believe, 4 pitches, maybe 5, but I believe it was 4 pitches. So now Yankees are up 4-3. Ben Rice continues to hit in clutch situations. He hits a 2 RBI double down the right field line. Yankees now lead 6-3. Judge got intentionally walked. Cody Bellinger hits an RBI single, so it's 7-3. Dominguez flies out, makes that 2 outs. Volpe gets an RBI single that went off of Machado's glove. Could have called that an error, but they called it a single. And then the big one, the Wells grand slam that made it 12-3. And then Oswaldo Cabrera grounded out. So 2 outs in the inning for Cabrera, not exactly ideal, but who really cares when you have that kind of inning? I mean that's the type of inning we dream of having every single inning, especially against a bullpen as good as the Padres. Robert, what is your main takeaway from that inning?
I mean, just the great at bats that we had going down the lineup. Everybody kept the train going. Everybody was doing what they needed to do. Everybody was making them work. We were getting into their bullpen, and it was allowing us to kind of mess around with their bullpen for the next game, game three. And just Austin Wells. I mean, he needed that. That definitely helps his numbers on the year.
Hmm.
And just down the lineup, those guys were putting together great at bats, and it was definitely one of the better innings. Even Paul O'Neill said it was one of the better innings he's seen in a while from the Yankees overall.
Yeah. And the main thing that stuck out to me was all the good lefty at bats. I mean, going down the line here, Wells RBI single, that was against the lefty. Grisham walked against the lefty. Ben Rice, 2 RBI double against the lefty. Cody Bellinger, RBI single against the lefty. Wells, the grand slam was lefty lefty. I mean, that is a lot of lefty lefty contact right there and hard contact too, which you love to see out of the Yankees lineup because, as we know, they do have a lot of lefties. But proving that they can hit against some of the game's best left handers is huge in these clutch situations. I cannot say that. So yeah, this was a great game. Vibes are all the way back up after that really tough game one loss. So we're feeling good now. We're like, okay, the Yankees might be back, or are they just fooling us again? Heading on to game three. Whew, game three, man. Game three. Yankees won 4-3, 10 innings. They stay perfect in Max Fried starts, and they somehow beat Dylan Cease in this game. Starting off with Max Fried, we are running out of words to describe him in his May 12th. Max Fried, 7 innings pitched, 5 hits, 1 earned run, and 8 strikeouts on 100 pitches, 67 strikes. That gives him a 1.05 ERA on the season. Robert, what do you think of Max Fried?
Just dominance. I mean, he's been absolutely worth every penny that we gave to him in the offseason. He's been the Cy Young caliber pitcher that we needed with Garrett Cole going down initially in the season. This game specifically, he had the strikeouts. He didn't allow much hits against a very dominant Padres lineup, and it was just a fun game to watch overall.
The one run he gave up was an absolute shot to Jackson Merrill. Jackson Merrill's a stud. The Padres are
He's so
lucky they
good.
got him when they did because they got him on a pretty good deal, I believe, and he is incredible. He's just coming off the IL and he's taking Max Fried deep on an 0-0 curveball. I mean, that guy is really good. It was not a great pitch from Fried, but if he throws one bad pitch and gives up 1 run over 7 innings, I will never be mad at that. And then the bullpen came in, and Ian Hamilton did not do great. Ian Hamilton came in 1/3 of an inning, gave up 2 walks, and then Weaver came in and gave up a hit that gave up 2 runs. So it was not looking good. As for the Padres, Dylan Cease, man, I don't know how this guy had like a 6 ERA before this game. He is dominant. Like he is really good. Like 99 at the top of the zone, and then a nasty changeup, knuckle curve. He throws everything. So Dylan Cease lasted 6 2/3. He got taken out because of an injury. Robert, did they ever say what his injury was? Was it
I
just
think at
cramps?
I think at the end of the day, it was just like cramping in his forearm.
Yeah,
But
they
obviously,
just
they're not going to push that. And he was
no, they
already
just
at
wanted
like
to be.
90 pitches too.
Yeah, it was at 89. Gave up that one hit, which Cody Bellinger hit for a home run. No clue how he hit it. It was at his head. It just tomahawked that into the second deck of in the right field seat. So that was incredible. And then, man, who else comes off the bench and hits a pinch hit, 2 run, game tying home run? Who else but Trent Grisham? The story continues of Trent Grisham against his former team, Robert, against his former team. He did not like that they threw him in that Juan Soto trade. They're like, take Trent Grisham. We don't care about Trent Grisham. Take him. That's fine. I'd rather have Trent Grisham than Juan Soto, honestly, right now. I mean, Trent Grisham has been incredible to start the season. People don't understand how hard it is to come off the bench and just hit a 2 run home run off the best bullpen in baseball. Jason Adams has been great to start the year too. I mean, what Trent Grisham is doing is insane. It cannot go unnoticed, and I'm out of words. Um, yeah, Robert, what do you think about Trent Grisham?
I mean, this guy was probably sleeping on the bench. Aaron Boone
Probably.
walks up to him. He says, hey, buddy, we need you out there." And he
He's
steps
like,
up to
what?
the
What?
plate.
What?
He hits a 2 run game time home run at Yankee Stadium to right field, and he flips the bat and catches it and then flips it
Oh, that
again.
was
I
so
mean,
sick.
what can you say about Trent Grisham? He's been everything that you wanted this year. And honestly, he's one of my like favorite players to watch right now
Oh
because he
yeah.
can catch every ball in the outfield and he can hit just moonshots. So he's a
And
cool guy
he's
that's not
so
a cool guy. So
nonchalant.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, exactly.
but heading on, so this game ended up going into extra innings after Trent Grisham hit that home run to tie it. Luke Weaver shut down uh, the Padres in the top of the ninth, and Ranger Suarez shut down us in the bottom of the ninth. He is absolutely nasty. Top of the tenth, the top of the tenth was a crazy inning, and this is the inning that really gave, I don't know about how many Yankee fans, but it gave me some real hope in Devin Williams. I
Hmm.
mean, Devin Williams this inning, he didn't earn any pinstripes or anything. It's one outing at the end of the day. But he really showed some guts in this inning. I'm pulling it up right now just so I can be exact for you guys. So, to start the top of the 10th, obviously you got the Manfred man on second base, Brendan Lockridge, who's a very fast former Yankee outfielder. Strikes out Fernando Tatis, gets him with an early fastball, and then what does he do, Robert? Throws two changeups. Throw that one good pitch. Throw it, strike a guy's out. Tatis, one of the best hitters in baseball, strikes him out. Easy. And then he faces Luis Arias, walks him on five pitches. Not ideal. Could not locate the fastball. Only threw one for a strike in that at bat. And then the biggest strikeout of all, in my opinion, I know it wasn't the inning ending one, but he struck out Manny Machado, who was one of the best hitters in baseball, been one of the best hitters for 10 years, probably more than that at this point. Strikes him out on four pitches, throws one fastball, and then throws three changeups. Just keep throwing them, and eventually it worked. He hits Jackson Merrill, which honestly, never rooting for anybody to get hit. Not the worst situation to hit somebody. I was kind of hoping he would just walk him, to be honest, because that I did not want to. I could envision the 3-run home run. I was getting nervous. And then what actually would have been bases? Bases are loaded at this point. Yeah, with Merrill, the bases are loaded now. So then you get to face Xander Bogaerts. First pitch, changeup, ball. Second pitch, strike looking, changeup. Third pitch, strike swinging. Throws two balls, changeup and a four seam that missed pretty bad. So the count is 3-2. Robert, 3-2. What pitch are you throwing if you're Devin Williams? I know you were watching it, and I know you were thinking, what pitch should he throw? What were you saying to yourself?
Change up.
Changeup. Throw that good pitch. He does not have fastball command right now. Throw the changeup, and what does he do? He throws the changeup in about as perfect as a spot as he could. He strikes out Xander Bogaerts, leaves the bases loaded. He roars coming off the mound at Yankee Stadium. You could tell he loved it. He loved that moment. He was. That's what makes me have confidence in him. He looks like he's built for the moment.
Yeah, and imagine if he gave up a two-run single right there that I don't know if there's any and there's not any way you're coming back from that at Yankee
Yeah,
Stadium
yeah.
because the creatures in the bleachers they'd be booing like
He
they'd be
needed that.
booing like yeah,
He
you know what
needed
I
that
mean.
strikeout. No, he
I would have
really
felt so
needed it.
bad for him. So
Hmm.
thank the Lord he got that done.
Yeah, and it just felt good seeing him happy. Like he was like yelling in his glove to himself. Like you could tell he like how much that means to him, and that's great. And then the Yankees in the bottom of the 10th, not Yankee esque at all. They do some situational hitting. Good job, Yankees. Who was on second base? Let me see. Uh, it does not say. Oh, Jason Dominguez was on second base because he ended the bottom of the ninth. So Oswaldo Cabrera bunts him over. Love to see that. Good
That was
job,
just a
Oswaldo.
perfect spawn
It was a
because
great bunt.
2 games before there was like
Yeah, he popped
he
out,
popped it up. So great
and that's
job,
like the
Cabrera.
worst thing you can do is pop it up. So he clearly was working on his bunting in BP that day. So good to see that. And then Aaron Boone makes a great decision, in my opinion. Pinch hits J.C. Escarra for Oswald Peraza. And what does Escarra do? Works a great at bat against one of the league's toughest pitchers in Jeremiah Estrada, and he knows what he has to do. J.C. Escarra is a professional hitter. He knows what he has to do. He knows he has to get the ball in the air about how many feet? Like 250? You think scores Dominguez? Like
Yeah.
240, 250 feet scores Jason Dominguez. Very fast. What does he do? He takes a splitter for a ball first pitch, Escara, and then he fouls off two fastballs at 98, takes a fastball up and away. He gets a fastball that he can handle, and he hits it to right down the left field line. Scores Jason Dominguez. Yankees win.
That's simple. Situational. I love how Boone gave Cabrera the bunt sign there.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
Especially as the home team, you kind of had the advantage with the man from runner. And that game was just like the opposite of game one.
Yeah.
So it was just a great win.
Like
And
now the vibes are at an all-time high. Like they were at an all-time low the first game of this series, and now we're like, oh my gosh, like see what we can do when we put all the pieces together.
and it
It's
was good to see
crazy.
Estrada kind of show emotion, and he's a great guy, so he deserved that.
Oh yeah. So yeah, Yankees won this series 2 games to 1. I mean, not much to complain about besides game one, which we already complained about enough. So we'll save you guys the we'll save that. Now heading on, the Yankees traveled to Sacramento to take on the Athletics. Not something I'm used to saying. I might slip up and say Oakland, so if I do, I apologize. I am not. I don't. Robert, did you see that video of one of the umpires that said Oakland?
Yeah, I saw
They were
that.
like doing a they were like Oakland is challenging the call on the play. That was or
Hmm.
the call on the field. That was funny. Uh, game one, it was honestly hard for me to pick an MVP for this game because there are two guys that are very deserving. Robert, why don't you get us started with the pitching lines from this game?
Game one, Will Warren. I mean, this is the best game of his young career.
Not even close.
Seven and one third innings pitched, 4 hits, one earned run, one walk, 7 Ks. That brings his ERA to 4.75 on the season. And he just looked absolutely amazing. He was trusting his stuff, throwing it in the zone, finally showing some confidence out there on the mound. And just gave us exactly what we needed to start off the series good. And then Mark Leiter came in, gave us 2 outs, looked pretty good. Only gave up that 1 hit. And De Los Santos came in, gave us 1 inning pitch, two
I
hits,
love
one
Yeri
a
De Los
run.
Santos.
Yeah, I mean, he just seems like one of those guys that the Yankees bring in every year from like some random team.
Yeah.
And the Yankees got to Beto. He allowed 3 earned runs, 8 hits. He looked okay. But it was really the bullpen that kind of
Mm-hmm.
collapsed for the
Faltered.
Athletics in this first game.
Yeah, I agree with you definitely. I mean, Yankees this series scored so many runs to think that they only won two of these games is kind of nuts when you really think about it. But I mean, Robert, I think it's about time we head into the notable hitters, and there is one man that is just different from the rest of these. Jason Dominguez, 3 for 4, 3 home runs. Did he have a grand slam? Yeah, he had a grand slam. Third one was a grand slam. 7 RBIs. He hit 2 home runs off a righty, so batting lefty, and 1 home run off a lefty, so batting righty. And he hit a home run off a four-seam fastball, a changeup, and a curveball. The reason I'm telling you that is not because I'm telling you that because it's great that he's hitting every pitch. He's not just hitting fastballs. He's hitting force. He's hitting a fastball. He's hitting a slower fastball, a changeup, and he's hitting a curveball, which moves completely differently. And he's hitting it from both sides of the plate. So a lot of promising things to see here from Jason Dominguez as he is really starting to look like the player we always knew he could be. And it's incredible to see. But Robert, what do you think about the Martian?
Yeah, I mean, the Yankees signed this guy as a teenager. At that time, they were saying he was like the Dominican Mike Trout. I believe
Yeah.
that's where he's from. And I remember seeing videos of him just hitting out on the field as like a 16-year-old,
Mm-hmm.
and he's finally panning out to a player that the Yankees organization thought. And it just shows his maturity as a player. I mean, the guy is only what, like 21, 20 years old.
Dominguez, I think he's
He's like,
22. I'm not.
okay, so like
I don't know.
early
I'll fact. I'll
20s.
I'll fact check.
Yeah, fact check. Um, and I think another thing is just all these veterans that the Yankees have put around him. I mean, you got Paul Goldschmidt, you got Judge. He's got a bunch of these quality MVP type players around him that can just help develop him even more. So it's a perfect situation, I think. Especially him rotating around, getting these days off too, I think can help him.
Yeah.
So I mean that I didn't stay up for this game, but that was crazy waking up to.
Yeah. He is 22. I just fact checked that for us. But also having guys at spring training helping him. I forget what like Yankee outfielders were there, like old retired guys. I forget was like Bernie Williams there,
Yeah, Bernie was.
like Roger Clemens for like pitchers. It's just great to
There's like a
have all
bunch of
these
pitchers, yeah.
yeah, it's great to have these old timers there just to be like a shoulder to lean on for these younger guys, just to like give them some pointers. Like these kids, that's
And
what they need. They're kids at the end of the day. Like they need it.
and he's looked great in left field too. There's not
Oh
one
yeah,
play where I think he's screwed up
no,
on, so he's
no,
improved
not
a lot.
nothing that's cost us a game or anything. I mean, he's not making diving plays or anything, but I'm not gonna expect that. If you're gonna hit as good as he's hitting right now, I'm not gonna get mad at it. Also from this game, Paul Goldschmidt 2 for 4 with a solo home run to dead center field. Obviously, the ball is absolutely flying in Sacramento because we're in Sacramento and it's like 95 degrees. So just
And the
picture the Yankees are
ballpark's
playing
very
in
hitty,
mid-August. Yeah, yeah. So
hitter
pic,
friendly.
pic, exactly. So picture the Yankees are playing in mid-August. This whole series is basically what was happening. Ben Rice 2 for 5 with a double, and JC Escarra got the start today because it was going to be what was it? It was a night day. Why does it do that? It was gonna be a night and
Night,
then day,
day.
like back to back games. So they didn't want to start Wells in both of those. So he gave, so he gave Escara the first game, and he did good, 2 for 4. I mean, Aaron Boone said on Talking Yanks either last week or a couple weeks ago, Escara can hit. Like we know he can hit. He's a hitter. That's mainly what he does, and I believe him, man. This guy is hitting. He is looking good at the plate. He looks confident. Doesn't look like a rookie at all. He doesn't look nervous or anything. But yeah, this was a great way to start the series for the Yankees. And once again, the vibes stay high. I mean, they won again. Was that a 3 game winning streak now? Vibes are getting great right now. And then game two happened.
This was a tough one, Chris. I mean, Rodon, I don't want to say he looked horrible. He
Yeah,
definitely gave us what we needed to win the ball game, and he fought hard to keep the Yankees in the game, going 6 innings pitched, 8 hits, 4 earned runs, bringing his ERA to 3.29. Um, and then just the bullpen kind of faltered. Cruz gave up 3 earned runs. We had Hill come in to clean that up. Hamilton came in after Hill, allowing 3 earned runs, and then by then that game's it feels
yeah.
like it's over. And then they brought in Tyler Matzik, who isn't really the top quality pitcher in our bullpen. So that just pitching wise, I mean, Rudon gave us all we needed to stay in the game, and the bullpen just couldn't hold it down.
Yeah, Rodon, I felt like one of those last year Rodon games where he pitched really good, but he gave up the 3 run home run to Brent Rooker, who was a great hitter. And it kind of felt like that was kind of like I don't know what saying I'm trying to think of, but that hurt. And then the other run
Yeah,
he gave up was a home run that like hit the foul pole in right field. That was a dumb home run. I can forgive that
yeah,
one. But the 3 run home run's kind of hard to forgive. He gave us 6 innings, which is always great to see on 98 pitches. Ian Hamilton has not looked good to start the season.
yeah.
I
He
feel like
is
no
not.
one's really talking about it,
I
but
was gonna say that.
I will talk about it because I don't care. He has not looked good at all. He's not throwing enough strikes to get in good counts to use his nasty, what do they call it, slambio slider, whatever the heck he calls it.
Yeah,
He's not getting in good enough counts to use it. Same thing with Devin Williams in the changeup. Your best pitch is only as like if you can't get in good counts to use it, it's not going to be effective at all. That's just how pitching works. But I don't know. I mean, I don't think they're just going to dump Ian Hamilton. I don't think that's what they're going to do. I mean, we do have a lot of pitchers coming back, so if he doesn't pick it up soon, someone's going to have to say we're going to say goodbye to somebody eventually. But I mean, he's walked 10 guys in 11 and a third innings, gave up 7 runs. It's not good enough for a Yankee bullpen that's so good. You hate to have somebody in there that's going to hold it back. I know it's early in the season and the bullpen is not what it's going to be in the postseason, but right now I cannot see him being on a postseason roster. I can't. I'd rather
wow.
have most guys in the bullpen. I'd rather have besides him, besides like obviously De Los Santos, Matzik. We know they're not going to be on the postseason roster. Those guys, you can almost guarantee that. But
Yeah, up to this point, I mean, there's always that one guy that makes it on that you don't expect. But it's kind of
yeah,
interesting to see what they're gonna do. I mean, we got Loizaga coming back, who's obviously gonna be a big weapon. And according to Aaron Boone, has looked just nasty in his session. So, we got a couple guys in the bullpen that are definitely question marks at this point in the season, and definitely need to pick it up if they want to have a spot on this team going forward.
Yeah, before we hop into the next game, the Yankees did score 7 runs this game. They lost 11-7, so we did have a really good offensive performance. One of the main guys was Aaron Judge, going 2 for 5 with 2 solo home runs and 3 RBIs. I mean, Judge, what the heck is he doing? He is just doing whatever he wants to right now. His average got a little bit below 400, and he got all nervous and had to start hitting home runs again. What
Um,
is he batting as of today? Hold on, let me get this. I don't want to lie to you. He's batting
413.
409 with a 494 on base percentage. He is getting on base half of the time. That is unheard of in baseball. I mean, this is video game stuff. And he's got a 779 slug, a 1.274 OPS, got a 3.4 WAR. That's more than some guys get in a whole season so far. I mean, he has just looked incredible. What else to say about Aaron Judge? 14 homers, 39 ribbies. We could talk about this guy all day. But one guy that had a good performance that I want to highlight from this game was Oswald Peraza. Went 1 for 3, had a 2-run home run that at the time I believe gave the Yankees the lead. I think it broke a tie when he hit it, and he was pumped around the bases. That was good to see from Peraza. We just never really saw him get enough playing time. He never. I
He
don't
still
know. It's a
really
weird
has. I think he's got
situation.
like 50 at bats up to this point.
Yeah, the Yankees aren't very good with prospects necessarily, and Faraz is kind of another one. And I don't know. I have my Twitter notifications on because we're waiting to see what they'll do if DJ gets back. Because I saw something today that DJ is traveling with the team, so you wonder what that corresponding move will be. Will it be Pablo Reyes being gone? Will it be Bebas? Will it be Peraza? I think it's one of those three. I want it to be Pablo Reyes, but they might value Pablo Reyes' versatility a little bit because he can play practically anywhere, but can't hit. So I
Yeah,
don't know.
that'd be
I'd
interesting to see
rather
what they do.
I'd rather have Peraza because Peraza showed the power at least. Pablo Reyes has not showed power.
Yeah, and any team's gonna pick up what like 26-year-old former top Yankees
Yeah,
prospect.
exactly.
So
But yeah, this game it was we lost, but it was like it felt like we
it
should have
felt like
won.
you
Like
won. Yeah,
it was a very weird game, but that was the only real bad game in a couple days. So Yankee fans kind of brush it off. Got game 3 yesterday, which was Sunday, May 11th. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms. I know we got a lot of moms watching our videos. Happy Mother's Day yesterday. But Yankees pure dominance again from the bats. I'll tell you, Robert, the bats doing this good in this hot California weather makes me very excited for some summer Yankees baseball. What they score in this series? Hold on. Uh, trying to pull up the. All right, Robert, you ready to do some quick math for me?
yeah.
10 plus 7 plus 12. 17 plus 12. That's 29. Woohoo! I'm quick. 29. Yankees scored 29 runs this series. Won this game, game 3. They won 12-2. Ryan Yarbrough got the start, and let me say he has looked much better than Carlos Carrasco up to this point. Ryan Yarbrough gave us 5 innings of 6 hit and 2-run ball. He walked 1, struck out 2, 67 pitches, 43 strikes, brings his ERA to 3.7. Very solid stuff from Yarby, honestly, man. About all you can ask for out of your fifth starter. If he can do that every fifth start, then I am not going to complain at all until Luis Heel comes back. And yeah, I think he's given the Yankees about all they could ask for. I mean, you just throw a guy in the rotation. He's doing pretty dang good, I think. And then the Yankees faced off against former Yankee Luis Severino. And to say the least, it was not Severino's day. Robert, why don't you give us his final line?
Severino went 4 innings pitched, 9 hits, 8 earned runs, 2 walks, 2 Ks. And it just seems like the Yankees kind of knew what Severino was going to be throwing in this game as he was a former
Mm-hmm.
Yankee. And yeah, they just really got to him. I know Severino kind of wanted to prove himself there, but obviously Judge kind of had different plans about that.
97 pitches in 4 innings is kind of crazy. I might say that's 100 divided. That's like 25 pitches an inning. That's kind of wild, but it just seems like the old Severino that we were used to seeing. He walks a guy, gives up a hit, and then the whole inning implodes. Like he cannot control one base runner. His stuff looked good. He had like he was throwing a sinker. Did he ever throw a sinker when he was with us? I don't really remember that.
It was like
Look,
slider fastball.
looked kind of nasty, but it wasn't working clearly. Um, hey, shout out Yeri De Los Santos. Gave us three scoreless innings out of the bullpen. It brings his ERA to 1.29. Yeri De Los Santos, man. Let's go. Love that guy. But the notable hitters from this game, this was the game where the bats really got my attention. Aaron Judge, just, your ordinary 4 for 5 game with 2 RBIs. Robert, I saw a stat yesterday. Aaron Judge has more games with 3 hits than he has with 0 hits this season. He has 7 games with 3 or more hits and 6 with no hits. I don't think people understand how insane that is. Getting 3 hits more than it's
That's
crazy,
crazy.
especially in, in a game of baseball's a game of failure. You're not he's not expected to do this. Like he's making this look too easy for how good pitchers are. This is the best pitchers have ever been, without a doubt, and he's making it look like nothing. And then Ben Rice, 1 for 3 with a grand slam. I forget who was pitching, but whoever it was, they threw Ben Rice a 3-1 fastball. Bet they regret that. Ben Rice deposited it into the bullpen in right field. Not sure whose bullpen that is, but he deposited it out there. Paul Goldschmidt 3 for 5 with 3 doubles. So Paul doubles, I guess. Dang, he had a ground rule double and then 2 doubles in the gap. So great to see for him. Oswaldo Cabrera 1 for 4 with 2 RBIs. So he has been struggling as of late, but good to see him get a couple RBIs. Robert alluded, was that double yesterday when Dominguez scored?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we had that double that Dominguez scored on, had another single or sac fly or something. But yeah, great game for the offense. And the pitching did their job. Like we said, Yarborough, if he can give us that every time until Heel comes back, I will not complain. Yeah, Robert, you got any final thoughts on game three?
I mean, that was just a good way to finish off the A's, which a couple years ago in the Coliseum, we would have really struggled for some reason whenever
Yeah.
we went to Oakland. So it was a good start to our Sacramento journey, and hopefully the West trip can just continue this dominance.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the A's, people think of the Athletics, and you're like, oh, it's the Athletics. They're really good this year. They can hit. Like, Jacob Wilson, that kid can hit.
Yeah, they
Their
got some good
leadoff,
prospects.
they got some, in a couple years, I would not be surprised if they're in a playoff spot because they have a bunch of very good young guys. If they can hold them, keep them all around. They got Lawrence Butler, that dude in right field. He's so cool. Miguel Andujar, Gio Urshela, love those guys. Will always have a place in my heart for them. But that does it for the games in this series. Some other topics that we wanted to cover. Since the Yankees 12-3 win over the Padres when they went crazy in not extra innings, apologize, in the 7th inning. Since that game, Jason Dominguez is batting 388. I'm telling you guys, the Martian is here. I believe that is 7 for 20 or 7 for 19. My math might be a little off. But Dominguez, man, I'm telling you guys, he is here. His at bats, I'm locked into his at bats now. He just looks like he's hitting with a purpose. He's not just swinging out of his shoes or anything. He looks like a proper MLB hitter. Um, Robert, what's your home run prediction for Dominguez? End of the season, if he has this many home runs, you'll be like, that was a damn good season.
What is he at now? Like
5.
five or 6? So I'd say if he can
Just
give
give me
us,
stats. Give me stats. Give me batting average, home runs, RBIs. What
okay,
do you think?
so batting average, if he can hit 260,
Okay,
I think that's pretty decent for your first full year.
I agree.
Home runs give me like, I would say between the range of like 16 to 20, somewhere in that area, I think is
Hmm.
pretty doable for Jason for his first year. RBI wise, maybe like early 60s, late 50s, I think is pretty doable.
He's at 19
Which,
RBIs right now, and we're about a quarter of the way through. So say
yeah,
20.
so
So say,
maybe
yeah,
like 60 to 70, somewhere around that area, I think is a great season and a rookie of the year season if he can accomplish those goals.
yeah. Especially if the Yankees keep their team success up. I mean, I think what's he doing right now? Hold on, I have his stats. Right now, he's hitting 250 with 5 home runs and 19 RBIs. Like you said, if he's hitting 260, I even think he could bump it up to 265. Give me 20 home runs and 65 RBIs. That isn't a It's a better season than Alex Verdugo gave us. I can tell you that much. And if
And
we have that and we have Trent Grisham, I mean, Trent Grisham's not showing any signs of slowing down. He's still hitting the crap out of the ball. We're
in
going to
the
have some tough decisions.
in the AL rookie of the year, like race is wide open right now.
Oh,
Nobody's really
yeah.
taken over. I mean, the
No.
Red Sox, whatever that guy's name, he's probably leading right now, I think.
Who's that?
They're like second
Oh,
baseman, Christian
Campbell, Christian Campbell.
Campbell.
And
Campbell.
then Jacob Wilson
Yeah.
on the A's, he's pretty good.
Yeah. So,
But
I
there's not
mean,
like a runaway like Paul
it's
Skeens.
not, yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I think it's the Martians to lose. I mean, okay, he doesn't have that much more experience than these guys, but he has played a couple of years. He knows what he's doing. This is his final chance to win Rookie of the Year. I think he can do it. Um, but heading on to some stats I saw on Twitter, and I just wanted to highlight them real quick. Shout out to NY Yankees Stats on X or Twitter, whatever you guys call it, for these stats. So the Yankees offense this season. The Yankees offense this season is first in all of these categories. They are first in all of these categories. They are first in runs per game with 5.88. They are first in home runs with 70. They are first in on base percentage with 348. They are first in slugging with 481. They are first in OPS with 829. They are first in total bases with 655. They are tied for first in team walks with 162, and they are first in extra base hits with 150. Yes, a
It's
lot of that is
impressive.
from Aaron Judge. But Aaron Judge is not the Yankees, okay? The Yankees were not first in all these stats last year. Even when we had Juan Soto, we were not. We are a more complete team this year. And yeah, you can say, well, they scored 20 runs opening weekend. Yeah, but they're still scoring 12 and 10 runs in May against the Athletics. Like this offense has proved time and time again that they can score this many runs. Like that wasn't a fluke thing against the Brewers. Like I know they're not going to score 20 runs every game, but the offense has the potential to score 10 or 12 runs on any given night in my opinion.
Side where you could say like, all right, they're just gonna get nothing this game. So each game they're putting together competitive at bats right now and giving us a couple runs. And one thing to know is just another thing I want to say is how most of these players on our team right now are like young Yankee grown like players. Like the
Oh
other night
yeah,
we
like
had
homegrown, yeah.
yeah, we had Cabrera at third base, Volpe at second. We had
Mhm.
Jorbit Vivas, who we got in a trade, but a similar situation, early young, in his prospects days at second base. Then we had Ben Rice at first, Austin Wells behind home plate, and we had like Will Warren on the mound.
Yeah,
So these
exactly.
guys are going to continue to develop, and that's really promising for the Yankees in their future.
No, I agree 100%. One more thing I wanted to cover. So WRC plus, Robert, are you familiar with WRC plus and what it means? So I looked this up because I wasn't too sure what it meant to be honest.
Mm-mm.
So the league average, so if you're a league average hitter, your WRC plus is 100. If it's 120, you're 20% better than league average. So if your WRC plus is 80, you're 20% worse than league average.
Hmm.
So if you have a WRC plus, say, of 145, you're 45% better at creating runs than the average MLB hitter. So basically,
Hmm.
it's the percent better you are at creating runs than other hitters.
Hmm.
So the Yankees have one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. They have eight qualified hitters. JC Escar is over 100, but I don't count him because he's not qualified. They have eight qualified hitters over 100. Jason Dominguez, 127, so he's about 27% better than the average hitter. Jazz is 105. Don't know if he's qualified or not. Doesn't have enough at bats. Anthony Volpe, 110 WRC plus. Austin Wells, 106. Trent Grisham, 175. So Trent Grisham is 75% better at driving in runs than the average MLB hitter. Paul Goldschmidt, 155. Ben Rice, 165. And Robert, can you take a guess as to what Aaron Judge's WRC plus is? I'll give you a hint.
Uh,
It's not in the
210,
ones.
210.
254.
Holy shit.
Bro, 254. I think the next closest in baseball is it's Pete Alonso, but I'm not sure what his is off the top of my head. It's in the ones. It's like 190 or something. It's not close, but I just wanted to take that to show one how many above average hitters the Yankees have, and then two to show how incredible Aaron Judge is, just how he is so much better than
Who's in?
everybody else
Who's second for AL MVP? Would you say?
right now.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure. I haven't. Let me look. It's not Bobby Witt. He hasn't had too great of a start. Um,
All right. Sorry about the technical difficulties, guys.
Jesus.
MacBook isn't really that good, I guess, so we're on a different computer. But I was asking Chris, who is his AL second AL MVP frontrunner right now?
And Robert, let me tell you, I've been looking since we've been fixing these problems for about 10 minutes now, and Aaron Judge just makes everyone else look so bad. I'm not gonna lie, man. He's just so much better than everybody. I don't want to sound like a biased Yankee fan, but at this point in the year, I think the AL MVP, if it's not Judge, might be Max Fried. 6-0 with a 1.05 ERA. Your team's won all of your starts. Like that's kind of hard not to pick him for the MVP. Alex Bregman's also up there, I guess. He is batting 311 with 9 home runs and 31 RBIs with a 951 OPS. So good numbers, but I mean, when you compare all these guys to Judge, I mean, unless he gets hurt, I mean, he is light years above anybody. But
Yeah, right now Judge is negative 1,449. I don't know if that's how you correctly do this gambling stuff, but AL MVP odds.
oh, the
And
odds. Oh shit.
Robert Andrew Witt, for some reason they have all the middle names here,
Damn, they got his
is
legal name.
plus 1,200. Alexander David Bregman is 5,000 plus 5,000. And lastly, Spencer and Knox Torkelson is plus 9,000.
In
So
other
Judge is
words,
running away.
Judge is a heavy favorite. That's basically
Yeah.
what he's saying. Is but Robert, who would be yours if you had to pick one right now? Who would be your other AL MVP if it wasn't for Judge?
Um, I mean, to be frank, without looking at the odds, I was going to say Scooble right now because
Okay.
nobody really offensively is compared to Judge, but
Yeah.
and he's obviously having another Cy Young caliber season, so maybe him.
Do you have any NL? NL, when I
So
first look at it, I think Pete Alonso,
yeah, I'd say Pete Alonso. I mean, right now they have Shohei first plus 170,
obviously.
and then Tatis plus 600, who was my NL MVP in the beginning of the season. And then you have Kyle Tucker, who's plus 650, and then lastly, you have Alonso at plus 750. So it's a much closer race. Pretty much any of those guys can win it to at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that one's definitely much closer
I mean,
than the American League.
Bryce, Aaron, Max Harper is a plus 7,500. So
Really.
Marcus Lynn Betts is a plus 800.
Marcus Lynn. That is crazy. All right, Robert, I think that just about does it for this episode. You got any final thoughts before I wrap us up here?
No.
No, nothing. Got some late night Yankees baseball tonight. 9:40. They are taking on the Seattle Mariners. Hopefully, they can keep up their very good baseball, their very good play that they've been doing the past week. I'll be
And
staying up
Chris,
to watch it. Yeah,
we officially got a sponsor. Frost.
do we?
Pure Aqua has sponsored us, so we'll put the link in this description down below, so
Hell
make sure to
yeah.
check them out.
Can you show us what flavor is that you're sipping on?
This is strawberry kiwi,
Is that your favorite?
so
I like that one. That
yeah,
one's
it's
that
up
one's
there.
fire.
So
That one's
check
fire.
out Pure Aqua. Use discount code Bronx Banter 10% off in the description below.
He's not serious, by the way. We're not sponsored yet. But what's it called? Aqua, whatever it's called, Frost. If you guys want to sponsor us, hit our line. I mean, comment on the video. Like we read comments. We will get a deal done with you guys. Sponsorship. We are looking for our first sponsor, whoever that wants to be. SeatGeek, DraftKings, whatever you want. We will do it. But that yeah, I think that's about it for this video. Hope everybody enjoyed the video. Make sure to like, subscribe, share the video with everybody. Hope everybody's enjoying Yankees baseball. We are officially like over a quarter of the way into the season, so it's crazy how fast it's going. But yeah, hope everybody enjoyed the video. Have a great day. God bless everybody, and as always, let's go Yankees.
Yankees.